My name is Andrew David Weber. Welcome to Five Fire Minutes. Okay, so what is something that you would love the world to know about your mission as an artist?
Ooh. Um, I think the biggest thing that I want to share through my music is that it's never too late to start something new. I own a restaurant and that takes up a lot of my time, and I'm a mom. I have a 10 and a half year old, and all these hats we wear, sometimes we put parts of ourselves on shelves and back corners and we forget about that. And I feel like it's really important to look at those pieces of yourself that you've put on shelves and kind of dust them off and try things on, and you know that you're allowed to be a lot of different things in your life. And I think sometimes it's intimidating with music, recognizing that you don't know a whole lot about it, and I'm still learning, but I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to keep learning and doing this. It's like just the opportunity to do it feels amazing, and I'm so grateful for that. So yeah, I encourage people to follow the things they want to do no matter where you are in your life or what hat you're wearing currently.
That whole answer was flawless.
I think watch your children, because the ukulele is a gateway instrument, and like there's bigger things. You get them an ukulele and next thing you never know what's coming afterwards.
I like that too. All right, I'm really glad I asked you to do that. Yeah, so yeah, thank you so much for doing this interview.
Of course. Yeah, thanks for asking me.
I'm kind of learning the virtual world a little bit later than everybody else in the game. I've been more of like a boots on the ground type guy for the past like 12 years. And then now I'm kind of like, well, internet's where it's at, man. I got to try to figure out how to to work on it.
Oh, no, no, I totally understand. Like when I started
Yeah.
the label, I'd been out of music for like 10 years. So I just remember, well, probably longer than that, 13 years. And I remember the old ways of doing things, right? And when I first started my label, there was no social media. That wasn't a thing. Facebook, MySpace, any of that. And I did it for a couple of years. But now, with the way that everything is, I had to learn all that. Like, oh, I got to do Facebook. Well, Facebook was already being outdated when I started the label. Like that was already, I had just learned it and it was leaving. So
Yeah.
Instagram, cool, all that. And then I discovered that you really do need TikTok. That's where it's at.
Yep.
And it's crazy. Like we don't have a ton of views on TikTok, but we got like 1,000 followers, and I barely ever even used it. But I can see with like the tracking or whatever, who's going to my website from where. In TikTok, people are going to my website from TikTok. They're going to the band's
Yeah.
music from TikTok, and it's like,
Like
so
I think on TikTok I only have like 150 followers. I just reactivated my TikTok. I made one years ago and then I never thought I'd use it. And so there was one clip that had just been sitting there for years. And then so I reactivated it just recently and I think I have 150 followers now or whatever. But one of my videos got 1,000 views right away, and luckily it was the one telling people to pre-order my album.
yeah.
And it had the website on it. So I was like, perfect. And I managed to get some pre-orders off of that. So even in the short time that I've had TikTok, I'm like, okay, this is a very effective means. We talked about songwriting in one of our earlier conversations. When you write a song, what is your intent? Like, why are you writing that song?
Ooh, that's a great question. Um, Sometimes I think it starts off the way that different people respond to music, in different ways, as you witnessed. So some people focus on, say, the lyrics, or they focus on the message, or they feel, say, the energy, say, like with some of the punk stuff. You just feel charged and energized. Well, for me, it seems like I really gravitate toward melody. So a lot of times, the melody is kind of where things start for me. It's not good or bad. I just don't focus on the lyric message side before I focus on sort of the melody progression side. And then, so that's where I kind of start. I know, and I'm guilty of this, I'll admit it. When I hear a song, it could be any, hit on the radio or on YouTube. I don't really listen to what they're saying, and I feel bad for saying that because there's people that put a lot of heart and soul into what they're saying in their music. But I focus a lot on the melody, the structure. That's what draws me in. So from a songwriting perspective, that's kind of where I start. And then if when the song is kind of formulating, if it's asking for a sad message, because the song kind of, it's in a minor key, right? And it moves at a slower tempo. So I'm like, well, we might need a kind of a sad message here, or some kind of, minor sounding message. So that's where I'll draw inside either myself or from an external experience, and try to then craft a message to match the song. But it's really whatever the song asks for is what I give it. So that's where I start from.